Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA game. It is your boy, the Silverback Roster, Cameron Roget, coming to you live from my garage because we are doing a video episode today on UFC 310, but also we have the last fight of the year, UFC Fight Night. We actually have Colby Covington against Joaquin Buckley. I'm excited for that fight. I don't know why. It's just something exciting to me. Maybe because Colby's fighting. Who knows? But before we get into Colby's next adventure, I do have to introduce you to the real Captain America, my dude, Mr. Bear Paw, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
What's up, my guys? Silva, Rosterback, Cameron, Roget. What's up, my dude? How you doing, brother? We
I
are
am
blessed
chilling
to be back at it.
like villain.
All right, we're going to be talking about UFC 310 and UFC Colby Covington, Chaos Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. And it'll be a fun one, bro. Last one of the year. A little bit bummed about this, not going to lie.
Why are you bummed?
Because it's the last UFC event of the year, and now we're going to have to wait like a month before we get anything. And that's kind of like that little dead time. That's that little like dark time when you don't have that thing to look forward to for the weekend. You just kind of have, okay.
I'll tell you this. There's nothing to be bummed about because when the UFC comes back, it is going to be January 18th in LA.
LA.
But boy, those tickets are fucking expensive. Boy.
Oh my God. Oh, jeez.
I've been looking, and it's steep. It's real
They
steep.
keep going up. They keep going up too.
And here's the thing, though. But here's the thing. The little disclaimer, guys. We all know some people gonna be dropping out.
Oh yeah.
There's somebody. This card is not gonna stay perfect. Like if it stays perfect, then by all means, it's worth the money. But something tells me a big name's gonna drop out.
Okay. I think a big name's gonna drop out of like this weekend's fights too. So we have that to kind of look forward to.
I think this weekend's locked in, but that January 18th, I don't know. I feel like somebody from Dagestan might drop out.
Okay. Did he used to have a hurt hand? Or we're gonna get to that in a little while.
I don't want to talk about bitches. So let's talk about the previous the previous UFC 310 that just passed this weekend. My oh my. Let me just tell you guys. Was I excited for this card? Yes. Did I leave happy, fulfilled? No, I did not. I left kind of bummed, actually.
A little bit.
But before I give you guys my emotions, I guess we could start off in the prelims, right? And I did tell everybody to watch Michael Chiesa against Max Griffin. I clearly got it fucking wrong because I did not expect Max Griffin to fucking quit. Like, I just felt like he fucking quit, or he just couldn't figure out Chiesa. And in my head, I'm like yelling, like, bro, just throw a dart. Just try the darts. He frightens up when he sees a fucking darts. Just throw it, just to see how he reacts to it. Something, but it never happened. And you know what? I was actually pretty happy for Chiesa though, because you could tell it meant a lot for him getting this final win. Cariss, what are your thoughts on the early prelims?
Chiesa, for some reason, just decided to all of a sudden be the old Chiesa in a sense and just use his grappling and being smart instead of trying to throw hands with Max Griffin, who's a better striker than him, right? He got inside, and then right when Max Griffin finally got out of that little clinch, he was afraid to throw his hands because he knew Chiesa was going to go right back diving at his legs again in order to be able to take him back down. So Chiesa had a really good game plan in order to be able to take this fight and beat Max Griffin because he was the underdog on this, so people won some money off of it. And Chiesa got his win, and we'll see how he looks going forward, but he's not going for the belt, but I don't know who else is going to fight next. I mean, I like Chiesa, but he's not one of those guys. I'm just like, oh my God, watch the Chiesa fight, even though we kind of just said it about this last one, but it was more about Max Griffin than Chiesa.
Yeah. So that's definitely a bummer on that one. So any other fights on the early prelims for you?
Well, I got one right, which we were talking about Cody Durden and Joshua Van.
Yeah. Joshua Van for sure is going to win that fight, though, bro.
Oh, dude, did you see how nice and clean his boxing and his hands were? Dude, he wasn't even sweating in the third round.
He is freaking good, bro. Oof.
Very good. 23 years old.
23. And I mean, hats off to Cody, though. Cody's got a fucking chin. He took a lot of damage in that fight. Still found a way to, like, battle through it. Like, that shows a testament to his character. But, That was a good fight for Van, I should say. And I
Yeah,
guess we
and
can mention the main event on the early prelims too, right? Chris
I was
Weidman,
gonna say
Eric Anders. I think it's time.
it is time.
It's time.
It is time.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
The
That's
sad thing
when
is,
I watching that fight, even for both guys, I would be okay with both guys hanging it up. But it's time.
yes. Yeah, the sad thing is that Weidman wanted to do that at MSG, right? He wanted to lay his gloves down there. So if he lost at MSG, it would have been a little bit of a
Right.
better finishing for him. But I was thinking the exact same thing with Eric Anders and the fact that, dude, you're 39 years old and you just beat Chris Weidman in a very a very good way. Like, you looked impressive doing it. Like, go out on a high note. You really have nothing to prove, and you're not going for the belt. So it's okay if
Yeah.
you step away at this point in your career. Like, you've done enough. So
I
well done.
agree.
Well done
I
on that
agree.
win, though.
100%. And then moving
Mm-hmm.
into the prelims. The prelims actually, for me, I enjoy the prelims. You
I
know
did.
why? You know why?
Why?
One name. It's the second fight, but I'm gonna start off with this first fight because it was absolute bullshit. Randy Brown against Brian Battle. That's a bullshit. Randy Brown won that fight. He fucking
Can you
won
tell
that fight.
everybody? Yeah, I'll tell everybody. I
Brian
text
Battle
Stan.
missed fucking weight by
Yep,
4 pounds. I'm sorry guys, but the disrespect that is on my man Randy Brown. He fucking won that fight. That's all I'm
he
gonna say.
did. He did. He did. And I texted you afterwards. I said Randy Brown, rude boy, won that fight, and I was pulling for Brian Battle on that. So even though like my guy won that one, he in our eyes he didn't win that one. In the fans' eyes, he didn't win that one. And that's why he
Yeah,
was getting
and you
booed at
know
the
what?
end there.
I felt disgusted with him too. Like even when he hopped on the mic, I was just like, dude, I don't even want to hear it. Like, of course you're gonna get booed, dog. Like you miss
Right.
fucking weight.
You missed
Like you
weight.
expect people, you expect them just to be just because you're the fucking butcher? No, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
you miss weight.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You did half the job.
He
Come
didn't he
on,
didn't have to talk he didn't have to talk on that one. I was a little disappointed that he actually did talk, because if he would have said nothing, they would have kind of like,
just let it
like
go.
pushed it on and been like whatever with it. But the fact that he actually talked back with it, I was like, dude, like, don't do that. And I want these guys to say, you know what, stop booing me, boo the judge. I'm not the one that made the call on this. So even though maybe I didn't have my best performance, don't boo me, boo them.
Yeah, yeah, true. I still think the judges need to do a press conference. Like
Yes.
I was actually happy and that they came out and said, I think on the broadcast, that how the judges saw they scored it or thought they scored
Mhm.
it. Did you get a chance to see that or hear that?
I don't remember exactly what you're talking about, but I know that they were
Yeah,
talking about the judges.
it might have been like the post show or something, but I remember watching
Okay.
and they mentioned like the judges came out and said this is why they scored it like this for one of the fight. I forgot what fight it was, bro.
Was
It
it the
had to be
Cyril?
It had to be
On the
Suragon.
That had to be that, because that one was
It had to be.
controversial.
Yeah, it had to be that one because I
Yeah.
feel like they came out and they addressed it. It may not have been like the judges itself, but somebody representing the commission came out. And
Okay.
I'm cool. Like if they did things like that, I would be very happy with that because at least we
Yes.
have some kind of clarity on. All right, why did you guys see this guy winning the fight
Mhm.
when we saw it this way? And
Right.
again, who knows? Like they're seeing it right up in front, where we're seeing it from a TV. But I'll tell you, from a TV standpoint, my man Randy Brown won that fight.
He did. He did. And I think Dana White even said that a couple years ago, that they watch the fights through the cage. They don't look at the screen, right? So they don't get all the vantage points and everything, and they also don't get the strike count when they're there. So if they miss it and they don't see that it actually connects, in their eyes, they already missed it. So therefore, they're maybe not giving them points and they're not judging it in the correct way. So I feel that maybe you should be looking at a monitor in order to be able to see replays and see other
Yeah.
things, just so they know.
Yeah, I almost wish they'd be like put them in a booth somewhere. Like, yeah, they don't have to sit that close. They should just be watch. Maybe not. Maybe they do have to sit that close, but then they have to watch monitors. I don't know.
I don't
Something
know.
they got to figure something
They
out.
still need 5 judges. I'm going to say this forever. They need 5 judges. They take 3 out of the 5 that line up who won the fight, and there's less controversy at the end of all these fights. Simple.
Yeah, that could definitely work. That would definitely
Mhm.
work and help this out. And then moving
Mhm.
into the next one, because the next one was actually pretty juicy. I think it's
It
still,
it
even
was.
after it happened, I still think it deserved to be on the main card. And Aljamain
Main card.
Sterling against Movsar Evlov. To
Yep.
me, it was fucking amazing to see jiu-jitsu and grappling at the highest level because that's all
Yes.
it was.
It was so
And it was a
entertaining.
good fight. Like for me, I was after it, I was happy with whoever won. And
Yeah.
it was hard for me to even score it because I thought Aljo had really good moments. I thought Evlov
Hmm.
had really good moments.
Hmm.
The back and forth, the fucking scrambles, like Jesus.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was real cool to see, man.
Yeah, and that, like you said, that should have been on the main card. Gabe actually texted me during the fight, just being like, "Hey, I thought you guys were joking on the show when you were saying that Sterling was on the undercard in the preliminaries." And I was like, "No, bro, that's not a
Yeah,
joke. Like, he
not a
seriously
joke.
was on the undercard. Like, that's crazy. Like, the bantamweight champion of the world, one of the best ever to do it, is on the
Yeah,
preliminary card. Like, what? And you saw how good of a fight it was when Evlov was supposed to be potentially the number one contender. It's like, wait, why did you? That was a complete mess up to where I
yeah.
think somebody on the main card was already wrote it in their contract, being like, "No, you have to put me on the main card," and therefore that's why maybe they put Sterling on the undercard or something. I don't know, but I think that was a complete mistake on UFC's part, and they don't make lots of mistakes, but that one
Right.
was.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe they learned, but also we do know both these guys have issues with the UFC too when it comes to
That's
certain
true.
things.
That's true.
So
Good point. Good
that could
point.
have been something, Uncle Dana just maybe held on them, like put it on them for this one. Maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows?
maybe they got paid a little less too.
It wouldn't surprise me. It would not
No,
surprise me.
no.
Next, after that, I mean, I don't want to mention too much about this, but I mean, Vicente Luque fucking destroyed Themba. Oh
There's
my
not much.
god!
There's not much. I don't really have anything to say about it. I feel bad for Themba, and I
I,
feel really
I
happy
think
for Luke.
the only thing I could say is we got to put more respect on Vicente's name because
We
he
do.
is good. He is fucking
Yeah.
good. And I guess we were on the hype train with a little bit with Themba, and he got
Hmm.
fucking demolished.
That's what it was. That's
Oof.
exactly what it was. He
Ooh,
caught that
welcome
right
to the
hand,
fight.
and then got choked out. Yeah, out,
Yeah.
out.
And then the other fight that took place on the prelims, and this was the main event, right? Dominic Reyes against Anthony Smith. It's time.
It's been time, bro. Like I've said it for a while. It's been time.
Yeah.
Uh,
And especially the emotions he was probably going through all week with the passing of his, closest friend. I would have been okay if before the fight he just said, "You know what, guys, like I'm out. I can't do it."
yeah, yeah.
100% because
I
um
can't make it right now. Sorry.
yeah, that's some heavy emotions to be going into that octagon with, and
Right.
fuck, dude. I could only
And
imagine what he was going through, thinking,
dude,
and then that.
I was watching a couple things on it today, a bunch of MMA news, and a lot of the people were saying the exact same thing that I said was you saw Anthony Smith drop his hands for a moment there. It was actually Dominic Reyes was talking about it. He dropped his hands and he took like 3 or 4 shots to the face without trying to block them, right? And like there was a couple of people talking about being like, that's how much of a bad state of mind that he is. He's like, I'd rather just get hit in the face because I hurt so bad on the inside that I'm getting hit in the face really, really bad, and I'm kind of just giving up this fight. And it just was heart wrenching just looking at him, being like, bro, like, don't do this
Yeah,
to yourself. You're a better fighter than this, and you just have all these emotions with you. And my exact thoughts that you were like, bro, if you just decided to step away from this fight, by all means, like, I completely understand. Reschedule it, whatever you got to do, be done with
right.
it. But it sounds like he's probably going to be done also,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
should.
and he's had a great career though. Like
He
let's
has.
not forget that when Lionheart was in his fucking prime, he was a problem. Like right
Hmm.
before he fought, obviously John Jones, Lionheart was somebody to
Right.
fucking watch out for.
Yep.
Uh, but fuck, dude, it just sucks because we're getting to that age where a lot of the guys we grew up watching are getting to that point.
Yeah, yeah, and we said it this year. This is going to be the change in the guard year. This is going to be the year where the young bucks come up and take out all the old guys, and there's going to be a bunch of changes. And it's exactly what we've had this
Yep.
entire year, and it's just getting better and better. The level's just going up within the UFC, and it's fun to watch. Really fun
Mm-hmm.
to watch.
And then moving into the main card on 310. So this was another I told you so moment because my boy Doo Joy came out
Is this your
and
one
beat
win?
the
Is
fucking
this your
brakes off of
is this
Nate
your one win?
Landwehr. Hey, hey,
He
tell
did.
me,
He
Choi.
did.
Hey, Choi's good, bro. Choi's
Yeah.
fucking good.
Superboy.
He's
I like Superboy.
good, bro. You know what?
He is good.
I know he has Korean Zombie in his corner, but he reminds me like so much of him. Like so, and I
Yeah.
think that's why I like him. Like I don't know, maybe
But
it is. But, he's entertaining, bro. He's inner fucking
but he's a
taining.
little more polished, right? He's a little cleaner
Yeah,
and more technical.
hey,
His head's in the
that
right spot all
boxing,
the time, and his hands
that
are.
that
Oh, dude,
his boxing,
yeah,
that
yeah.
boxing. Ooh, that boy
I
got some
think you
fast
found
hands.
yourself a new guy. I think you're gonna be following this dude now. I think
Just
you
tune
found
in, just watch
yourself
him, guys. All I'm gonna say is just watch the guy. When he fights, just watch the guy. Just watch him. And then
entertaining.
the next one after that, Bryce Mitchell against Kron Gracie. So I want to hear your thoughts before I give you my spiel. What were your thoughts on that?
What the fact that Kron Gacy only knows how to pull guard from standing up? He can't even get on the ground and be able to get him into his guard. Yeah, that was a little a little. I don't even know the correct word that I'm looking for. It was a little annoying. It was a little. Come on, change your game up. It was a little. I don't know. But the cool part about it was Bryce Mitchell took that and decided to do that slam on his head, which slammed his head into the back of the ground. Um, the God, who's the twerker guy that did it
Jordan
to?
Levitt.
There you go. Yes, he did the same exact thing when he was, and he just took his face and smashed his head on the back of the ground and just elbowed him twice and he was out. Right? That
Yeah,
was that was nice to watch. What
yeah.
was your
I mean,
thoughts?
I was disappointed. Like, and this kind
Really?
of started the disappointment for me because I was disappointed because I thought Kron would have come out a lot better. I thought he would have come out different. Because it's again it's very similar to what he did previously. Now I'm more impressed with Bryce because I didn't know like his jujitsu was that good. Like it is good. Like his
He's
takedown
a
defense
jiu-jitsu
was
guy.
good.
Yeah.
And I just didn't, you hear the name Gracie and you'd think otherwise. I guess I
Yeah.
should have said, but
Yeah.
Bryce, that year off did him well, especially
Mhm.
coming off the knockout that he came off of. So I'm happy for Bryce, most importantly, and let's see what happens next for him.
Right. Right. I think he's going to be in the top 15 now. Whoa. I don't know.
I don't know
Hold on.
about
Let me check
that.
my notes. France. See, he's number 13 right now, meaning
Yeah,
that he's
he
going
could
to
stay right.
potentially be moving up, maybe going to 12 or 10 or something. I don't know, but
No,
that's
I
a good
think he
win
could
for him.
stay right where he's at because Kron wasn't
Stay where he's at.
ranked.
Okay.
Kron wasn't ranked. So
No.
just, I mean, that just solidifies him as that, 13, whatever number he is.
Okay.
Unless the guys ahead of him haven't fought, then maybe you could. But I think he could stay exactly where he's at.
Okay.
Next, now this is where it gets juicy because Cyril
Big boy.
Gane against Alexander Volkov.
The big
Now,
boy.
I wanted Cyril. I was cheering for Cyril the whole night. Oof, it was rough. It was when the scores came out. I did not have Cyril winning the fight. I
I
had
didn't
it
have.
2-1. I had it 2-1 to fucking Volkov.
What rounds did you give him?
I gave Volkov 3 and 1, and I
Yep.
give Cyril 2.
Yeah, and they tried to give Cyril what 1 and 2, and they gave
Yeah,
Volkov 3.
don't I forgot? I think they did give him 1 and 2. I think it was a mixture though. It was
Yeah,
definitely a mixture. I
because
don't have that in front of me right now, but
hmm
it was definitely a mixture. And I mean, again, when you tell people like when it in soccer when the ball goes out of bounds and the players kind of tell you who it hit off of, right?
yeah,
Who hit
whose
it
ball it is?
last,
Yeah.
right? In this scenario, you could who won the fight? You could tell right away. Cyril, as soon as Cyril walked out, he knew he fucking lost.
He left the
I don't
cage.
don't give me the excuse about your toes. No, 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 bro.
No.
If he knew he won that fight, he'd have stood in there, toes broken, and got it done. We've seen John Jones do it. So he knew he lost, bro. He knew he
He did.
lost.
He did. He
Right
did.
now, do I want to? Where will I give Cyril props though? Well, I give him his props. He got better in the ground game for sure. Got better in the ground game for sure.
hmm
I would still tap him out though.
that was one of the MMA things that I saw was he's only been working on his ground game. That's his main thing that he's been working on because he was embarrassed by John Jones so quickly that it's like, wait, you got to add something to your game. You can't just sit here and strike all the time, right? You got to at least be able to defend. And he did
Right,
well.
right,
He defended
right.
well enough to try to get him out of certain positions, but I still didn't have him winning that fight. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's tough. I feel really bad for Volkov, like really, really bad, because that fucks him over, dude. That fucks him over so much,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
much. And now, like, I guess, like, what do you? You know what I would be okay with though, Cariss, if they ran it back. If they said, "Hey, we're gonna run this fight back," I'd be okay with that.
If they run it back,
Yeah, I'd
okay.
be
Sorry, it
100%.
cut out just as you were saying that. Okay, I'm good with that.
And then in the co-main, ooh boy, co-main. This is where you got me.
You weren't
You
happy
got
about
me.
this one, were you?
You got me.
This is where I got you. I got you
You
on
got
three
me.
others.
You got me. Listen. Well, we could rewind. The
Hey, what happened?
others, one of them you can't count. Like you can't count them. So getting back to that co-main event, right? So that co-main event, Karis, you got me on it. Somebody lost their O. My guy lost his O.
Mm-hmm.
But but
Mm-hmm. But
he has just given the blueprint to Bilal Muhammad on how to beat Shavkat. Because after seeing that fight, I think Bilal Muhammad does walk through Shavkat. Ian
Bilal said,
Gary,
I got 5 rounds of watching this guy now. I know how
yeah,
to do it now.
yeah.
It's easy.
Hey, because Ian Gary did give Shavkat some problems. Ian Gary's ground game is fucking good. This is another fight where I really, really enjoyed watching
Watching the
everything.
ground game.
Yeah, like it was incredible. Oh man, guys, I think I have a visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's not sleeping. I guess she's come to say hi. Selena, come on, say hi.
Hi, Selena.
All right. Show him your fist. Okay, that's your hand. All right, time to go to bed. Good night. Go to mama. So, sorry guys, guest appearance. They do happen from time to time. Somebody should be in bed. Now, getting back to the fight. Ian Gary
That's
did
the
show.
first time this happened.
I know. It was the first for everything. There's a moment in that fight though with Ian Gary when
Yeah.
I had to question, and I wanted to ask you about this. Why does he do a body lock when he's on his back?
I don't know. Right? I don't get that one. Wait, why do you want to keep somebody in your closed guard and body lock them? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Even Joe and DC were talking about it, being like he's got a body lock on him from the bottom. Like he's not trying to let him go. I don't understand the reasoning behind that because it's not like he's sitting there striking. He's not trying to go
Yeah,
for a submission. He's just locking him in.
right. And I don't know, like maybe because he's so long, like does it give him more like security on their body? Maybe, like maybe he has bad ankles, so
Maybe
it's hard for him to like lock like this, behind
in
the
the
back.
back.
And
Huh?
maybe it's easier for him to get that lock with his leg. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I was just like wondering, like why is it? Yeah, I
And
don't
he's
know.
done it the last two fights, right? He kind of started
Yeah,
doing it when he went to Shudo box with Charles Oliveira, which I think is awesome that he's out there because his ground game has become amazing. Like we are just talking about how good it actually was, right?
right,
So he's
right.
done really well going out there. And these last two fights, since he's done that, he's been doing that body lock, but he does it from the bottom, and I don't understand his reasoning. I just
Yeah,
I
man.
don't.
Like I almost want to try it just to see, like, okay, this is why he does it. But to me, it just seems so pointless to even do that in that position.
Especially from an MMA perspective, right? When you're trying to like get punches and trying to get away from somebody and you're locking them in to
Right.
like your closed guard where he can just rein up and start throwing elbows down. Like that's why I just don't get it. So I think I'm gonna just talk to Jesse Taylor
Yeah.
on that one and be like, bro, what's the benefit of doing a body lock from the bottom? Somebody who's actually
Right.
experienced it. I don't know.
Right. Then enough about Ian Gary though. What are your thoughts on Shavkat now after seeing him for 5 rounds and going to his first decision?
He's beatable. He is beatable. He's got a couple holes in his game.
Yeah.
His grappling is not as strong as I thought it was going to be. I know Bilal's is stronger than his, so therefore it's going to
And
be
don't forget who he trains with.
your favorite, Habib. Yes, he does. But
And not just
therefore,
Habib, all the cousins too.
all the other Dagestani boys, all the other guys that are with him, I know. So now that he's upped his level of his ground game to where he knows that Shavkat, he's going to beat Shavkat on the ground. He's also leveled up his game of his fists and his hands because he just actually outstruck Leon Rocky Edwards in his last fight, right? And he actually
Right.
beat him with a punch every single time. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, Shavkat, what do you got that's going to do anything better than what Leon has or anybody else that he's already beat within the division? I don't know.
Right.
He beat Gilbert
Yeah, that's a
Burns,
good point. That's a really good point.
right?
It's a really good
So
point.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the door is wide open now, Shavkat.
Yeah,
I feel I feel like we're gonna see a performance like Dricus Duplessis against Adesanya.
Okay.
Like that. Like I could see that happening. Where it's maybe dominant, 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 and then all of a sudden Bilal just fucking whoop, whoop, done, tap, done, over. I could see that.
Finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What'd you think of the cage stare down at at the end of the fight?
Well, again, fucking put some respect on this man's name. How the fuck is security giving Bilal a heart? Like, bro, I swear, like,
That's
I
why I
feel so
asked.
bad for that. I feel so bad for that guy because he's actually a really nice guy.
He's a
Haven't met
really
him
good
at
dude.
uh, in Anaheim. Like, dude, he's a really chill fucking guy. I like him. Like, I think he's
Yep.
a good fighter.
Yep.
And
He's
people
not
fucking
boring.
hate the guy.
I
People
know.
hate the guy.
I
Crazy.
know. I don't know why on that one either. Like he hasn't done anything that's so
Yeah.
cringeworthy that you're like, oh, dude, I hate this guy. I mean, obviously, you tell I'm not a big fan of the guy that we just talked about on the last fight. Ian Gary, but like he's given me a reason to. Like Bilal hasn't given too much of a reason except for maybe what he doesn't knock people out. Like okay,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. That's the same man that fucking destroyed Leon.
Yeah.
Guys, we haven't heard from fucking Leon since he fought Bilal.
Actually, we just heard from him the other week. He's ready to come back and make a run in it for 2025, and he'll have this belt back by the end of the year.
I never heard of him. Who's that guy? Yeah,
No,
I need to see him at a fucking event to know he's alive, man. The fuck?
I don't know. Yeah, he dropped off. Mm-hmm.
He did drop up. He did drop up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there's a couple of fucking announcements we have to fucking drop too. We totally forgot about that. We'll
I
get
know.
back to that.
Okay,
We'll get
we'll
back
do it
to
at the
that.
end.
Yeah. And then the
The
main
whole reason.
event of the evening. The reason why we tuned in. The reason why I picked this man to be champion. The reason why I texted you what I texted you. This
Yep,
man is on the way to being the GOAT of this division. And I
he
think
is.
he's a couple fights away. His call out, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
Like there's
he's
nothing this guy can do right now that's gonna get anybody upset. And I think the next thing he could do is move up and wait and go for two belts. That's what I
right.
think. I
Go
think
for
there's
135.
nobody else in that division for him. He's beaten all of
There,
them.
they already talked about he beat the top 9 people that are within the division. He's already beat all of them. There's nobody to beat.
He's got
That's
to
why they
go.
brought Ty into this fight.
He's got to go up. He's got to go up a division, bro. There's nobody else. There's
No,
nobody fucking else that I
no.
care to see him fight except
He's
DJ. If DJ were
he's
to come
talked,
back,
and DJ already said, "I'm not bringing my black ass back." He already said that he's not doing it, right? And he's Alexandre Pantoja. They're talking about Kai Kara France next, and it's like, wait, you already beat him.
I don't need
Talking
to see
about
it.
Raw Dog Royval. Wait, you already beat him. Like, what are we
Don't need
doing?
to see it.
I
Right.
know. So his call out was
It's
was
just
was good, but
yeah,
it's not
bro.
going to happen.
Dude, but Cariss, he's so fucking good, bro.
He is. He is.
Like, did you see how
He
he
was.
ate that knee in the beat?
Yeah.
Pop!
It was.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Hey, during this entire week, watching the UFC embedded and watching like all the shows and everything for it, if you were a casual fan, you're right there, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to get some water.
If you were a casual fan and you just kind of started watching these press conferences and watching these back and forths, you would think that Kai Asakura would have been the champion unless they like said their name right in the beginning. Because the way this dude held himself the entire week, the way he's having these conversations, his glasses, his gear, his fit, like this dude looks like an actual champ. So if he won that fight, like I would have been mad because obviously I want UFC fighters to win this and I'm pro UFC 100%. But if he won it, like that would have been a cool little representation. Like he has the look, he has the flair. He just unfortunately ran into one of the greatest of all time to ever do it at the
Yeah, but
125
see,
pound weight class.
my thinking on that is he had to do all that because we
He
don't know who
does.
he is.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have
Right. And
no
that's why I
clue who
say
he is. So
he looked the part.
he had to do all that. Maybe he even talked a little bit more than he should have. But way
Hmm.
to defend the UFC, Mr. Pantoja, because he
Thank you.
definitely showed that the UFC is on a whole nother level
Hmm.
than any other company. Did you not see that back transition?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's fun to
Like
watch.
that in
Fun to.
itself, like, and you kind of knew the space he was trying to get to, and in my
Mhm.
head, as I'm like, I don't know how he's gonna
Going
get
for his
his
back.
back from there. Like that's like yeah, you could pull him, but the pull and the jump right away to get the hooks in, and that was it. Like once
Hmm.
that happened, he created the space that he needed, got the hooks in. It was done. It was
Sank
fucking
it.
done.
I give
Oh my
props to
gosh.
Kai for not tapping. He went out on his sword, dude. So I'll give him credit on that. He wasn't tapping, so good for him.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit.
But Pantoja, that's my guy, dude. I said it here. I said it here on the MMA game. He was gonna be champion, and fucking look at
You
it.
did.
Look
You
at
did.
it. How many? We should do a take on how many champions I've called. Because I
Ah,
know I got two
we could
for
do
sure.
we could do that wrap up at the end of the year.
I got two for sure. One of them you love.
Not so much. Not so much.
Not so much. Not so much. Not so
No.
much. Well, all right. Anything else you want to talk about on 310 though?
No, that was pretty much everything that we covered. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're good. I think that's in the past, and now we're moving on to
To the
the future,
last.
the last of the year.
Yeah, that was in the past, and now we're looking at the last. Well said, Cariss. Well said. So we got the UFC Fight Night Covington against Buckley taking place in Tampa, Florida. You got one in the United States. So in the prelims, Cariss, do you have stats on these guys?
Nothing on the prelims. I have
Okay.
the main card stats, but there are plenty of prelim fights that we definitely
Yep.
need to mention here because there's a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through all of them. So here we go. Starting us off, the first fight of the night, the women's strawweight division. We have Josephine Knutson against Pieria Rodriguez.
All right,
Right after that, we have in the men's bantamweight division, Davy Grant against Ramon Tavares.
Davy Grant.
Tavares, maybe Tavares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that should be a good fight, actually. That should
It
be.
is.
Ooh,
That's gonna be a good one.
interesting. And next one, after that, in the women's flyweight division, we have Miranda Maverick against Jamie Lynn North. Interesting name there, Jamie Lynn North.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Lynn
Mm-hmm.
North. Okay. In the men's featherweight division, we have Felipe Lima against Miles John.
That's
Wow.
gonna be a little
Okay,
banger right
Miles.
there. That's gonna be
Okay.
a little fun one.
Not bad. That's
Mm-hmm.
like right in the middle too. Could be good.
Mm-hmm.
This one's probably going to get Cam's pick of fight of the night. It's going to be in the men's featherweight division. You have Sean Woodson against Fernando Padilla.
I told you about Sean Woodson. I said,
I
watch this
like
guy's
Sean Woodson
hands.
a
He's
lot.
fun to
I
watch.
do like
Yep.
Sean Woodson a lot. He's a
Mm-hmm.
fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
Next, after that, in the men's lightweight division, we have Joel Alvarez against Drakkar Close.
Hey, nice.
Okay. Drakkar coming off that four-fight win streak. Four-fight win
Hey,
streak that guy is.
should be
Tune
winning
into
this
that
one.
one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the main event on the prelims, guys, we have Michael Johnson against Otman Avatar.
All right, if you're gonna pick somebody on the prelims card, who would you pick?
I'm definitely going with Sean Woodson.
Okay, since you're taking Sean Woodson, that's my one of my picks. But I'm going Davy Grant.
Ooh,
That's one of
Davy
my.
Grant.
I
Davy
like I
Grant.
like watching Davy Grant. That's another good one.
Yeah, I think for the fans, we got to give him Drakkar. It has to be Drakkar. Has to be.
Like a close.
Yeah, it's got to be. That man's coming on a four-fight win streak, man.
I'm good with that. That's a good one.
It is going to be a tough one, though, because the guy he's fighting, Joel Alvarez, is no
Yoel
joke.
Alvarez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
joke. He is
Actually, looks like
no
a good
joke.
little three little fights right there. Look like they're going to be fun in a row. Those three little fights right there are going to be fun. We got Miles John, Sean Woodson, and then Yoel Alvarez. Those three in a row. Actually, the main four of the preliminary card are going to be the good ones.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I'm
Hey,
trying to
somebody's
think. I
saying
feel
hello
like
again.
I feel like there's one more. I feel like there's one more on this card. You know who I think it is?
On the
It's
card or
got to
the
be
prelims?
on the prelims. On the prelims. I know you like Davey, but dude, Ramon is fucking good, bro.
No, I know he is, but I'm just saying I like
Ramon
Davy
is
Grant, so I'm gonna ride with Davy Grant. You already took my
coming off
Sean
a
Woodson.
loss. He's coming off a loss. Okay,
Davy
fine.
Grant, I know
I'll
he's
switch. You take Sean. I'll take Ramon.
okay.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do that.
and I'll
Let's do
all
that.
right.
You take Sean. I'll take Ramon.
See, but you're gonna talk shit if Davy Grant loses, and then you're gonna be like, "That was the guy that you wanted." And see his face,
I
guys.
wasn't.
See his
Yeah,
face.
I,
I
I
know this
wasn't even
game
gonna say anything. I wasn't gonna say anything until now you brought it up.
until he lost, and then we talked about it.
Ramon about to knock him the fuck out. I'm telling you
Yeah.
that. Sorry, Davey. Sorry.
Oh,
All right, moving into that main card for fucking Tampa. So, first fight, guys, this is going to be kicking us off in the men's light heavyweight division. We have Tuco Tocos against Navajo Sterling. Tuco.
really? I do not have stats on that one.
Okay, all good, all good. Because the next one, this is actually going to be Cam's pick. Besides the main event, as your fight of the night, and I'm happy that it is actually going to be the second fight of the night because, or the second fight of the night, because it is Adrian Yanez against Daniel Marcos in the men's bantamweight division. This one should be fucking fireworks.
Mm-hmm. Should be a little fun one because in the bantamweight division of 135 pounds from Peru, Daniel Soncora Marcos is the favorite in this fight at -175. I'm a little surprised on that one. I thought Yanez would be on this one, but nope. We got Daniel Marcos. He is 31 years old, stands at 5'7", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got a professional record, which is undefeated, of 16 victories, 8 wins by KO, 3 first-round finishes. He does have 4 UFC fights. He's currently coming off a decision victory over John Castaneda back in June of 2024. From USA, we got Adrian Yanez, who is the underdog of this fight at +145. He is 30 years old, stands at 5'7", and his fighting style is a boxer. He has a professional record of 17 victories and 5 defeats, 11 wins by KO, 2 wins by submission, and 7 first-round finishes. He has 8 UFC fights. He's got 6 victories and 2 defeats. Currently coming off a TKO victory over Vinicius Salvador back in May of 2024. I really don't want to go against Adrian Yanez on this one, but it's kind of
That was
hard when you have the
that was
favorite at
tough.
-175 and undefeated.
I was just not gonna pick. I just want to see a good
Oh,
fight.
okay.
I just want to see. I think I like both guys way too much,
Okay.
so I can't. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not picking. I just want to see a
considering
good
Adrian
fight.
Yanez was our dark horse, and now all of a sudden he's not our dark horse anymore, so it's kind of like hard to go against him, but it's kind of it's
Well,
kind of
it's just
hard not
hard
to
to
go
go
against him when
against
this
them.
dude's undefeated.
Well, not just that. I mean, Marcos is fucking good as shit.
Yeah.
We've seen his work before. He's really good, and we kind of know what Yanez is going into. But I think what's
Yeah.
also difficult is we know what Yanez has in him too, right? He's got that dog,
He
so
does have that dog.
it's gonna be a good dog fight. I think. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think I hope it's just a bloodbath and they just get after it. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. It could be
That's
a
a good
dud.
one. Good one to kick off the card, though. Good one to kick off
Yeah.
the main card.
And then right after that, in the men's light heavyweight division, ooh, another big boy fight. We have Vitor Petrino against Dustin Jacoby.
And yes, I do have the stats on that one. Nice. Because in the light heavyweight division of 205 pounds from Brazil, we have Vitor Petrino, who is the favorite in this fight at -290. He is 26 years old, stands at 6'2", and his fighting style is a striker. He does have a professional record of 11 victories and 1 defeat, 7 wins by KO, 4 first-round finishes. He has 5 UFC fights, 4 victories and 1 defeat. Currently coming off a submission defeat to Anthony Smith back in May of
Yeah,
2024.
only
We
lost.
thought that he was going to win because he was going to beat, but I was saying that Anthony Smith was going to win. So, yes. From USA, we have Dustin, the Hanyak Jacoby, who is the underdog in this fight at +235. He is
Oh
36 years
wow.
old, stands at 6'3", and his fighting style is freestyle. He has a professional record of 19 victories and 9 defeats, 1 draw. He's got 12 wins by KO and 12 first-round finishes. He has 14 UFC fights, 7 victories, 6 defeats, and 1 draw. Currently coming off a KO defeat to Dominic Reyes back in June of 2024. And I am going with Vitor Petrino on this one, the favorite, who is coming off of a loss, submission, and he should win this fight and knock out Hanyak.
Yeah, I'm going with Vitor as well. Easy. Easy.
Good choice.
And after that, we have in the men's flyweight division, we have Manel Kape against Bruno Silva. I'm going Silva.
Are you?
Yeah. After Kape's last fight, no, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. Then we're going to start with Bruno Silva's stats so you can get a little disappointed because in the flyweight division of 125 pounds from Brazil, UFC's number 12 ranked flyweight in the world. His name is Bruno Bulldog Silva, is the underdog of this fight at plus 270,
Perfect.
ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is underdog. Plus 270.
Perfect.
He's 34 years old, stands at 5'4", and his fighting style is a grappler. He does have a professional record of 14 victories and 5 defeats and 2 draws, 6 wins by KO, 4 wins by submission, and 4 first-round finishes. He has 7 UFC fights, 4 victories, 2 defeats, 1 no contest. Currently on a 4-fight win streak. It's a good thing for you. His last fight was a TKO victory over Cody Durden back in July of 2024.
Right. Mm-hmm. And remember the chin that Cody fucking has, and he put him out. Keep that in mind.
True.
Keep that in mind.
True.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
From Portugal, UFC's number. What number is he? I think he's number 10. Flyweight in the world. His name is Manel. Starboy Kape is the favorite in this fight at negative 340. He's 31 years old, stands at 5'5", and his fighting style is MMA. He's got a professional record of 19 victories and 7 defeats, 11 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission. He has 7 UFC fights, 4 victories and 3 defeats. Currently coming off a decision defeat to Muhammad Mokaev back in July of 2024.
Yeah, he pissed me off, man.
Do you want me to take your side on this one? You want me to just be on your side on this one?
No, he just pissed me off, so I said, fuck him, and I'm going the other way.
You're going the other way? You know what?
That's why I'm going with Silva. Because he pissed me off since he lost the fight. I mean, I know fucking Mokaev is good as fuck, right? But when he lost that fight, he pissed me off.
I told you Mokaev was going to win. Were you going for Starboy?
No, I wouldn't say. I just thought it would be a better fight. I thought like Kape with all the shit he was talking would have fucking like.
Do better. True.
Yeah, and he pissed me off.
Yeah, so, I told you I'm not a huge Starboy fan, and I think it's just because like he's a little hothead and talking shit to guys that are 200 pounds. Is like, bro, like stay in your lane. Like you're a little guy. You're a little guy.
Yeah,
like, stay in your lane, bro. like you're good. So like, but you know that. So I'm gonna back you on this one and go with your guy. Okay, we'll go with Bruno.
All right, bet. Perfect. Love hearing that. Next, in the co-main event of the evening, we have Billy Quarantillo against Cub Swanson in the men's featherweight division, and that's your co-main.
Hey, by the way, are we calling him Billy the Kid or Billy Q?
I like both of them, but Billy the Kid reminds me of a WCW wrestler from back in the day.
Yeah?
Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid?
I think that. Yeah. Kidman.
Then we're going with Billy the Kid.
Long hair.
Because in the featherweight division of 100 of 145 pounds from USA, Cub Swanson is the underdog of this fight at plus 130. He is 40 years old, stands at 5'8", and his fighting style is BJJ. He does have a professional record of 29 victories and 14 defeats, 13 wins by KO, 4 wins by submission. He has 24 UFC fights, 15 victories and 9 defeats, currently coming off a split decision defeat over Andre Touchy-Feely back in June of 2024.
My boy.
You were on Feely's side on that one. I know. From USA, Billy the Kid, Billy Quarantillo, is the favorite in this fight at negative 155. He is 35 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is MMA. He has a professional record of 18 victories and 6 defeats. 8 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission, and 3 first-round finishes. He does have 10 UFC fights, 6 victories, and 4 defeats. Currently coming off a submission defeat to Youssef Zalal back in March of 2024. So both of these guys are coming off of defeats. And I am going to go with...
And they got a co-main. Wow.
I know. Well, you know that the co-main that was Amanda Hebos and Mackenzie Dern got canceled today.
Back.
And I don't know why. I don't know how yet. Have you heard anything?
I have not.
No.
But I haven't been on social media that much today either. So
okay.
Yeah, I have not heard anything.
That's why this one got pushed up. And I think I'm just gonna pull for Cub Swanson because I think this might be his last fight in the UFC.
I was gonna do that.
Were you?
Because I do think it's the last one. Yeah. Yeah, and I have a soft spot for Cub, even though he fought my boy Touchy Feely last time. But since we met his family, I'm definitely going for Cub on this one because I think this could be the last hurrah.
Could be 40 years old, bro. I mean, come on, he's had a great career, right? So, yeah, pulling for him.
True.
Come on, Cub.
And then the reason why we are tuning in the men's welterweight division, we have Joaquin Buckley against Colby Covington.
Yep.
Finally, they put this man on a fucking fight night.
Yep. I'm going to start with the loser. On this one in the welterweight division of 170 pounds from USA. UFC's number 6th ranked welterweight in the world. His name is Colby Chaos Covington is the underdog in this fight at plus 225. Yes. Wow. He is 36 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is MMA. He does have a professional record of 17 victories and 4 defeats, 4 wins by KO, 4 wins by submission, and 3 first-round finishes. He has 16 UFC fights, 12 victories, and 4 defeats. Currently coming off a decision defeat to Leon Rocky Edwards for the welterweight title back in December 2023. I was at that fight. Thank you, Cam.
Yes, you were.
Thank you, JT. Appreciate that, boys. From USA, UFC's number 9th ranked welterweight in the world, Joaquin Mansa Buckley is the favorite in this fight at negative 278. He is 30 years old, stands at 5'10", and his fighting style is freestyle. He has a professional record of 20 victories and 6 defeats, 14 wins by KO, 4 first-round finishes. He has 14 UFC fights, 10 victories, and 4 defeats. Currently coming off a KO victory over Stephen Wonderboy Thompson back in October of 2024. And yes, you guys already heard that I said I'm starting with the loser on this fight, which means the winner was the last person that I just said, which is Joaquin Buckley, who's the favorite of this fight at negative 278.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I think we both agree here. I think we both want Joaquin Buckley to win, and I think we want him to destroy Colby, so we don't
want
have
him to knock him out
anymore.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I'm like I hope he fucking beats the shit out of Colby.
Yeah, like he doesn't knock him out, like he beats the shit out of him for like a couple rounds and then knocks him out.
Yeah,
right. Like hurt the dude for a little while.
I want him to get beat up. Ever since he made those comments about Leon's dad, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, no, you crossed the line, homie. Yeah, you went too far. Yeah. There's a respect line in this game. There is. There's a respect line in life. Simple as that.
Fucking crazy. Crazy. Well, that wraps up our take on UFC Fight Night. But like we did mention earlier, we did have some updates, some news that the UFC dropped. It did drop on that Saturday night, some of the news, right? And I'm trying to go back and find. There it is.
What it was?
Yeah. So the UFC is going to be returning to Sydney, Australia. This is going to be for the 7th time. And it's going to be for UFC 312. This is going to take place on February 8th. Now, this is going to be some high stakes, guys, because we have Dricus du Plessis against Sean Strickland. Rematch for the middleweight championship of the world. Hopefully it goes better there for Sean. He is fighting, again, not in the United States. I find that really weird. Why do they have Sean fighting for the belt twice, not in the United States?
Why do they not give Sean an immediate rematch? And I give respect to Sean because he said, I'm not going to fight anybody until I get my rematch. That's exactly what he did. He sat out for an entire year, I think. So
Yeah,
good for
but
him.
now that means is Shavkat just in waiting now? I mean, not Shavkat, is Hamzat. My fault, Hamzat.
That's what it should be, right? Because that was the
Yeah,
number contender fight.
Hamzat's just waiting, just
Mm-hmm.
waiting. But
Mm-hmm.
but did you hear about the co-main? Because the co-main's even juicier too. We have Sang Wei Lee against Tatiana Suarez,
Suarez.
who is undefeated.
Yeah. She's about to
So
lose her bagel,
somebody,
though. She was about to lose her donut. She's
man,
losing,
that's
bro.
gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a good fight though, dude. Don't disrespect Tatiana like that. Tatiana's a fucking gangster.
She
You
is.
sat right behind her,
I
and the
know.
boy packed mix.
I know. And I also said that she's hurt and she can't. She called off her fight the very next week after we
Yes, you
said that
did.
she was injured, and she
Yes, you
called out.
did.
It was
Yes,
funny.
you did. And then, did you get a chance to see the confrontation with Pereira and Jamal Hill at the
I
UFC
sure
PI?
did. I sure
What'd you think of
did.
that?
I thought that uh, I'm starting to lose more and more respect for Jamal Hill the more that we see these small little things going on here because he was really cool to us, right? Like he was good face to face with us, but I keep seeing these behind the scenes stuff exactly like that. And it's like, bro, you went up to confront him. He handed you a pair of gloves and said, let's step in the ring. And you just let him drop on the ground and said, no, I'm not going to do anything because I'm not going to get paid for it. Like, what? What are you doing in his face then, bro? Like, this is all for nothing. It's really just to get a little rise out of it so he can be able to like start something for the future, which kind of makes sense. But at the same time, like, dude, just at least pick up the gloves and put them on and have people stop you when it's time to go in the actual ring, like at least do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Cariss. I don't think anybody's stopping him.
Well, you know who would have is the translator. That's who would have stopped
I,
him.
I don't think so, bro. I think in that situation, if I'm Jamal Hill, I'll be like, yeah, I'll put the gloves on if everybody puts the phones away. Everybody
Yeah,
put the phones away. I'll put the gloves on. Let's go. Just me and you. That's
right.
it. No
Let's bang it
cameras.
out.
No nothing. No nothing.
That's
If
not
he,
gonna
if he
happen.
would have done that, I'd been like, oh shit, that's fucking badass. That's bad. Put the phones away. Everybody, put the fucking phones away.
I would have tossed mine. I
Shit.
would have thrown mine across. Mine's away. Let's go. Let's see this.
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking a hammer to everybody's phone that's in there. Bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing,
If
bing.
I see
And
somebody's
then
out, I'm running
I'll
up to
say,
them.
I'll be like, Pereira, you can pay them all. You can buy them all new phones after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chama. Because yeah, I mean, I would not mind seeing that fight again. To be honest,
uh,
like
I'm
I
okay
would
with it.
not mind just because the way how it did end. Like I do feel bad for Jamal how it ended. Now seeing and hearing certain the things and seeing the replay of how he took that extra step forward, whatever. Do I think he goes differently? No.
No, no, not at all.
Not at all. Not
Not
at
at all.
all. Because that man has rocks for fucking hands, bro.
Yes, he does.
Let me see. I think that's it on my end. I can't really think of anything else that dropped.
I don't know anything else that dropped. I'm trying to think of something, but nothing major. It's typically they drop the beginning of the year, right? The first like 1 and 2, like January, February, and then come January, then they drop March and April. That's kind of I've seen that pattern a little bit. So they give it a little taste for what's going to be coming up, but
Oh,
it's
well, I mean, they did announce Marab against Umar.
yes, that's a good point. And they kind of went back and forth a little bit. And Marab also got into it with that fan at the last UFC
Yeah,
310.
hey, Marab's scared, bro. I
Yeah,
don't. Marab just to me he seems like a scared man,
he is scared because he knows he's going to lose.
bro.
He
Because
knows he's
Umar
going to
ain't no
lose.
fucking joke, bro. Umar is
Nope.
no joke.
Umar's got way better hands than Marab, like way
And
better hands.
and the thing for that weight division is if Umar gets his hands on the belt, I can't see anybody beating him.
I don't see Sean beating him because he'll
Sean
take
can't.
Sean down and just
Sean
ragdoll him.
Sean can't beat him, bro.
See?
Sean can't beat him. Yeah, I don't
So
know who
who's his
beats that
fight?
man.
Yeah, I'd say who's his fight after Marab? I don't what Henry Cejudo?
No, I'm good. Henry needs to fight Dominic Cruz if you really
Yes, that
go
needs to
that
be the
route.
retirement fight. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, who Peter Yan? Peter Yan against Umar? See, it doesn't really excite you. Corey Sandhagen, maybe, if he could bounce back.
I actually want to see Corey Sandhagen fight Sean. I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun. That
Right?
would be fun.
And kind of put it as a number one contender fight for them too.
Yeah, there's really like nobody else in that top part
No.
that I really
Yeah, you
think.
really
Yeah,
want
I
to go
think
crazy about it. Be
Umar.
like, yeah, go ahead. Give him a shot. Nope, nobody.
Yeah, I mean, my guy just recently lost, who was Davison Figueredo. That would have been the fun one for me,
It actually
throwing
would have
his
been.
name in the hat.
Yeah.
That would have been. But I don't think he beats Umar. That's the thing.
No. If
Like,
you can't
I
beat
kind of
David
want to
Yon,
see
you're not going to
Davidson,
beat Umar.
right? And I want to see Davidson against Sean O'Malley, to be honest, for the
Okay.
hands,
Okay.
and the ground. Well, we know how Sean is on the ground, so we'll
Suspect.
see. Sus. But yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's it for me. Oh, actually, I do want to take a look at the flyweight division though, just real quick, to see if there's any names that.
For Pantoja,
Yeah, there's none. There's absolutely fucking
there's
none.
none. Like
There's
you
none.
already know every name on there.
It's got to be Brandon Moreno again.
Again.
Again. Yeah.
Like it's cool for Brandon, but like, yeah, we're seeing repeats.
Actually, did you see? I know you don't like this guy, but Ilia Topuria's recent comments.
No, why? I'm okay with
I
Ilya.
guess you. I guess he went
I'm
on
okay.
a pot, but when I tell you what he said, you're gonna be like, dude, what the fuck?
Huh?
So I guess he went on some podcast, and I don't know how true it is. I just saw like little like blurbs that he's done fighting at the featherweight division. He wants to move up, and he wants to fight Charles Oliveira as his next opponent.
Really?
Yeah.
So he wants to not do Volkanovski, and then just go straight to 155 and fight Charles,
Yeah.
not even fight Islam? Huh. Okay. Like,
Yeah,
why?
I think he's
Like,
trying to do. Yeah, I don't get it because I mean, looking at the featherweight division, there's so many fun fights for him,
yeah.
and I'm taking out Volk and I'm taking out Max because we've seen him beat both of them. I think Diego Lopez,
Ooh.
Yair Rodriguez,
Mm-hmm. He'd beat
Movsar
Yair.
Evlov,
Yeah.
Movsar
Evlov.
Evlov, Brian Ortega,
T-City.
Arnold Allen.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, like dude, there's some fun fights. Leron Murphy,
Really? Okay.
like there's some fun fights there
There's
for
some
him.
fights in there. Yeah, he
Some
doesn't need to move
fun
up yet.
fights there for him.
He should
He doesn't
dominate
need
the
to move
division
up.
for like 5.
Yeah, I think if he could beat all those guys, because the rest of the guys, they're like whatever. If he could beat those guys, bro, you can't really fuck with them.
No. Then he can move up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you have nothing else, Cariss, I think it is time. This the last show of the year?
I think this is. We might have one more for our wrap up, right? Because we're gonna
Okay,
do our end of the year like wrap up for like all the fights that we did,
bet.
and maybe we might talk about. Oh, we got to talk about our dark horses and our choices for the year. So we'll do the wrap up
Okay,
of all the events, and then potentially all of our dark horses and picks and the champions of the year, and we'll make it fun. It'll be entertaining.
all right,
So
all
tune in.
right. So we have one more episode after this, guys, and then we're gonna hit 2025. But until
Wow.
then, we do want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Or
Yep. Merry
I should
Christmas.
just say a Merry Christmas. How's that?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, a Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate on Christmas,
Happy
Happy
holiday.
whatever. Have
Merry
a
Christmas.
good one from the MMA game, and the MMA game is out. I'm gonna go play Santa.
Hey, see you in Florida. Woo!